Welcome back to Papa's Home. In a recent video, I shared my spring maintenance routine for all my fruit trees. That's when I fertilize the trees, add a layer of mulch, and prune away about a third of the tree. That's really the only time that I prune so aggressively, and once I finish that routine, I continuously prune the trees throughout the year. So in today's video, I'm going to prune the Bear's lime tree, share my thought process, and explain why I prune my trees. So if you like this video and other ones, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and every single one counts. It's just another great way that you can support the channel. But with that, let's jump in. This tree is about 4 or 5 years old, and I wanted to have an open vase shape so that I can easily access the fruit. This shape is also great because an open plant will allow for more air circulation, which will help with disease control. In order to preserve the shape, I start by removing all the growths near the center of the tree. You'll notice I'm not using any pruners, and I probably should for the larger branches, but if I stay on top of it, these small growths fall off almost effortlessly. The leaves are used to draw energy from the sun through photosynthesis, and I like to think of them as little solar panels. So I also want to remove any branches that aren't going to get a lot of sunlight. I think it's better to remove them now, so the tree doesn't waste its energy trying to make the branches bigger. After all, some of these branches took 4 or 5 years to get to this size. I also look for crossing branches. Once this tree reaches maturity, I don't want to be reaching my hand through a bunch of thorns in order to access the fruit, so instead I like to nip it in the bud. That's actually where this phrase comes from. The whole idea is to remove the growths before they become a problem later. Another thing I'm looking for is any branches that are growing vertically. They tend to be weaker, and for privacy reasons, I'd rather train the tree to grow horizontally to block the view from the sidewalk. The last thing I look for is crowded branches. I'm doing this to preserve the vase shape and to keep the branches nice and open. In this case, I'm just going to clean up the little branches. Sometimes when I encounter crowded branches like this, I might just prune the whole thing. It really just depends on how much sun and space each of the branches are getting. It's subjective. So that's pretty much how I continuously prune my fruit trees throughout the year. I typically do this in the early spring through the end of fall, and that's when the trees go dormant, so I like to leave them alone. Sorry, I couldn't help it. If you like this video and would like to support the channel, please make sure to subscribe and maybe share this video with your fellow gardeners. If you have any gardening tips or want to point out something I'm doing wrong, please share in the comments below. After all, the more I learn and grow, the more my garden will too. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for stopping by.